Hello and welcome to the latest edition of My Model Railroad. As you can see here, things are pretty much about the same. Still having derailment problems, but I think I have it figured out. Just actually, as of tonight, I seem to be getting some pretty good success. So I'm going to tell you what I did, and hopefully it'll work for you. And hopefully everything will just keep on getting better and better. So please feel free to weigh in with any advice and ways that I can improve my methods here. The first thing that I did was I was really comparing, say, different pieces of rolling stock. This new caboose that I bought from the Bachmann Silver line, has these nice shiny metal wheels on it. And this, Amtrak caboose over here, from I don't even know the company, is pretty light, has these pretty flimsy plastic wheel trucks on it, and all in all just derailed an awful lot. So, and I was really thinking, okay, well, what can I do to, maybe try to make this caboose act more like that caboose? All right, so the first thing that I did was I went out and purchased some Bachmann metal wheels. I bought the 33-inch flat rack wheel set. I don't know if maybe some of mine actually need the 36-inch, but the 33s seem to work right now. And as you can see, I've used 8 of them so far. They're 12 per card, so that should be enough to do 3 pieces of rolling stock. What I've actually done is I put them on this one box car here. As you can see, the nice shiny metallic wheels, and I actually put them on the tender, or the coal car here of this steam train. As I'm sure if you've seen in my other videos, I'm sure you'll remember that the coal tender would frequently derail on this last truck right here, especially when pulling virtually anything, but especially this passenger car here. So in order to change the wheels, it's a little bit of a hairy operation. I'm not going to show you how to do it, but just trust me here when I say you can just separate the plastic. You have to be very gentle. The points on these are the wheels that came off that truck. They're fairly pointy, which I heard was part of the reason why sometimes your cars don't roll properly. On the metallic wheels, let's grab a new one out of the package here. The points seem like they're a little bit longer and definitely more pointy. They're almost sharp. So you really have to ease them. Ease these side rails in the truck apart very, very carefully, and dare I say, almost kind of wedge the new wheel in there. I was afraid I was going to break them, and luckily did not. So I'm probably not going to fiddle with it though. Just leave this car the way it is. So next, what I did was I noticed, all right, well, this box car also was very, very light compared to this brand new caboose. And I'm looking in the caboose, and it looks like, I know it's hard to see, but that there's a metal weight plate inside. Just like, on this, when you take apart this diesel, it's fairly heavy, but the motor is pretty light. There's a couple of metal weight plates, and even this kit that I, hope to build soon that I've had for years, it comes with a nice big metal weight plate. So I was thinking, okay, well, maybe this box car is derailing because it's too light. I mean, I can imagine it bouncing over the rails. So, since it's a box car and has little operating doors here, what I did is I stuffed it full of about 12 to 16 quarters, and I tried to just distribute them around the car to give it an even weight distribution. And you know what? It kind of worked. I would get a success ratio as long as I was using my diesel engine here, and this particular box car, and then my brand new Silver Series Bachmann caboose. Maybe it would work 2 out of 3 times, maybe it would work 9 out of 10 times. It was still kind of iffy, but I was getting some good success. So then I went ahead and changed out the wheels on the coal tender here, and no such luck. Train still derailed quite a bit. In fact, it seemed to stay on the rails a little better, like grip them almost a little better, but they still kept falling off. So then I looked for ways of, maybe like balancing quarters or other, ways to weight up the coal tender, but it's actually fairly heavy, so I didn't really know what to do with that. So one final thing that I had read about, which, I didn't know whether or not it was going to be a good approach, was to actually go and file down the point rails of the switch track. So let me back this train out of the way here and show you what I'm talking about. So first thing, a couple of weeks ago, I went on to Amazon and bought this jeweler's filing kit. Like I said, I just searched jeweler filing kit. I didn't even know anything about the grit actually until just now looking at it. Apparently it's grit 150. I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, it's pretty coarse. The mere fact that you can see the grit on there. Let's see if it'll focus. And you can see it's pretty coarse. So I was reading some forums today that talked about that, Bachmann turnouts and just turnouts in general, a lot of times the point rails will be just a little too pointy. I don't know if they need to be deburred or if, they just need to be worn down to a knife edge. So all I did was I switched this point rail, so now my turnout's in the switch direction. And I took, this file, and like I said, this was not very scientific here. And I just, let's see if I can do it. And I just took the file, lined it up the inside of the point rail there, and just filed it down. I did maybe like 15 or so passes on it. Kind of worked off a little bit of the very points, and then made sure that I just got the entire height of the rail itself. I know it's pretty hard to see. It really doesn't look like I did all that much. There's a few scratch marks on it from the file. But like I said, all I ended up doing was just taking the file. This is really blurry, I know. Was just taking the file and aligning it and just scratching just a little bit. And I mean, like I said, there's almost no noticeable difference. But okay, let's test the results. As you may have seen in my other videos, I have had zero luck with this locomotive. I've had zero luck with this tanker car and this passenger car. Before changing out to metal wheels and adding weight to this box car, I had zero luck. Now, hold on, let's get it on the rails there. One other thing I did with the box car is I took off the standard plastic Bachmann coupler and added an EZ Mark II coupler, so that way I can interface with my new caboose. Just bear with me while I get these on the track. They couple fairly well. Let's back the engine through the turnout. And let's see. First I'm going to run it straight, just so that way you can see the train does indeed stay on the rails. Let it do a lap. Now this is the longest train that I've ever ran on this track with any type of success to date, so I'm pretty excited about this. Let it go a little faster there. Now let's switch the tracks and cross our fingers. And as you can see, it actually made it. Like I said, this is the first time I've ran a train this long, this fast, with this engine and had any success through a turnout. And I ran it about 10, 15 times just about a half hour ago. It did eventually derail once, but hey, that's a success rate that I'm happy with, that I know I can go forward with. I should also mention that I did actually have some success with this engine, which was always giving me trouble, but ever since I had weighted up that one boxcar there in the caboose, used the new caboose, it would actually make it. Nothing was as successful as this diesel though, so so far pretty happy with my results. I haven't modified that far switch track yet. I might do a short video on that just so you can see what I mean about just scratching off just a little bit of that material. Like I said, it was not a scientific process. I just filed away just a tiny bit of it and then just decided on a whim to test the train, and it worked. I really didn't expect anything to happen because I couldn't detect any noticeable difference. So if you are having a similar problem, I would recommend, just try it a little bit, file a little bit, and then, run the train a few times. And I know the switch tracks are kind of expensive. You don't want to junk them, but I'm getting to the point where if it's not going to work, I have to pursue another option. But so anyway, I'm very excited. I expect my layout to be expanding in another couple of weeks here, just after I order some more track. And, hope you'll watch my next video. Thanks.